All right, quick update. I go to put Orion back. I get in there. I figure I just use the lead that I already had on him, on her. I'm sorry, you aren't really going to be able to see anything. And he shoves his way out. So then they're both loose, but she has her thing. You really can't see. She's right in front of you. Yeah, you can probably hear her. Come on, moonlight. Let's see if it'll. Oh, there it is. Boy, it is really dark on the camera. I can see pretty well in real life. Anyway, so he shoves his way out. He doesn't have anything on. She's got the lead on that he was using. Boy, it's really weird that you can't see. Like, I can see really. Okay, forget about it. I'm walking over to him right now. Just narrate what I'm doing. He's like flipping out a little bit because I took her away. He's shoving his face through the thing. He's digging. He knocked my hat off and then he went after my hat. So now it probably has mud on it and it's one of my favorites. So yeah, they're both loose, but they come over to the neighboring pen and just decide to have some dinner with the horses that are over here, which Callie is one of them. And I forget this guy's name. It's not CJ anymore. It's Argo, I think. Oh, he looked at me. I guess that's his name. And anyway, hi honey. So I tie her up because I know that if she stays here, then he probably will too. So when your horse gets loose, don't freak out. It's kind of like when you lose a dog. You're not supposed to flip out and chase him and stuff. Sorry, I'm trying to give you something to look at. He's gonna start complaining. You have to stay calm because when it comes, so for dogs, it's like they're playing, right? They think that you are chasing them to play. When it's horses, they think you're attacking them because they're prey animals. So they're gonna start to flip out. They're like, "What's happening? What are you doing? What's going on?" And then they'll take off more. So you just stay calm. So I calmly tied her up to the feeding thing for the neighboring two, and she's eating, and he decides to join her, so he's eating on the other side, and I say, okay, I'll be right back, just stay here. So I go to the truck, grab the other lead, which is Nova's, so they switched leads for today. And then I come back over. His face is in the hay, so I can't get it around his nose. So I kind of tied it around his neck, brought him over to our pen. But he's being stubborn. He's like, I'm not going back in there. He's like not moving an inch. So I wrapped it around his nose while the lead was still on his neck. And then I got him in there, and then he knocked my hat off and that whole fiasco. And then he was shoving onto me. He was like, okay, I know what I'm going to do. As soon as you open that door, I'm going to take off again. So I said, joke's on you. I can fit through the gate or the bars on the fence. So I just crawled through the fence, and he was like, what? No. And then he actually flipped out and started running a little bit. And I said, I'm not going to take her too far away. So I was going to take her over in front of the barn. We have a place to tie them up there to groom. But she's content right here, and all I want to do is brush a little bit of her fur. So then I'll put her back. But I just thought this would be a nice learning experience to share with everybody. So moral of the story, I know it was kind of long and drawn out and boring. I apologize about that. I'm not very good at telling stories verbally and on the spot. I can write stories. I can't tell them very well from the top of my head. So moral of the story is, if your horse gets loose, don't freak out. Usually they aren't going to go too far from the barn. We are right off of a big road out here, so I do start to get nervous when they run that way. But they typically don't. They've never walked on. Nova, when she was a baby, once ran out onto that road while I was in the city. So I wasn't even there for that, but I heard about it later. So yeah, I can understand why you'd get nervous about it, right? But just don't flip out. Remember, they think you are a horse too. So all you have to do is kind of like hang out with them, and then, you know, calmly, it's routine. They have this habit of knowing that you're going to put the halter on them, right? So just, you know, calmly do it and everything's good. Unless it's a new horse that doesn't know you, then it's a little, because like when Callie first got here, she didn't know any of us, right? She was tied up right here, and we were trying to, I forgot what we were trying to do. Oh, we were trying to, she didn't want us to put the halter or bridle over her ears, I think it was. Was that it? It was something along those lines, but we had one on her already, and we were trying the other. And she pulls back, and I don't know what snapped. Something snapped. I'm not sure what. And she gets loose, and she's running all over the place. She doesn't know this barn, right? So she just kind of runs because she's like freaking out. She was already scared. She didn't know what was happening. She didn't know this place. She was from Texas. It was a long drive, you know. So she was, you know, the environment is different. The temperature is different. So that was one of those instances where it was kind of like, I'm going to chase you a little. And in that case, you have to cut off their drive line and try to get them cornered somewhere. You have to be fast though, because horses are fast. So anyway, yeah, that's the moral of the story. Please don't freak out. Everything will be okay. All right, so that was 7 minutes of me rambling some more. I'm sorry. We'll just go see Dakota, and he's back there. You see him? Titan. There he is. Oh, well, there's his spot anyway. There you go. Old Dakota. So anyway, yeah, that was it. I just felt like I should share. I guess I don't know if I'll tag this on the end of the video that I just did, or I will do a separate video. I might do a separate video. I'll just label it a story of some kind. All right, I'm gonna go brush her, and I have to do some shopping still, so I'm gonna go.